Welcome to Yankee Stadium, where we just played the second game of the Mets-Yankees Subway Series here. The Yankees taking it with a 4-2 victory. They're now up 2-0 in this first installment of the 2012 Subway Series. I'm Mark Hale alongside our baseball columnist, Ken Davidoff. And Ken, one of the big stories of tonight, Phil Hughes continuing to pitch well in this last stretch over this last month or so. He's been a lot better than what we've seen really in the last year and a half. How encouraging is this for the Yankees, considering what he was and now what they need him to be?
I think it's extremely encouraging, Mark. This is a guy who in the first month it was baffling because his strikeouts were up, but he was getting pounded.
Right.
Now the strikeouts are up and the walks are still down, but he's dominating. He's pitching extremely well, so he's certainly trending upward.
I was pleased with his performance here. I mean, you give up 2 solo shots, and you get into the 7th inning. I thought he did a really good job for us.
And for the Yankees, they get a home run from Teixeira here, and this is a guy who's kind of been struggling, and he's obviously had a lot of health problems this season. Hits the big home run tonight. There probably haven't been a lot of games this year where he's been the hero. You wonder if maybe something like this is good for his psyche.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, this is a guy who's been off to a slow start every year with the Yankees,
right,
and eventually heated up in some fashion, and he looked good in Oakland a couple weeks ago, then slowed down again. So maybe this can get him going, but ultimately it looks like he's going to put up somewhat Teixeira-like numbers.
Ken, let's talk a little bit about the outfield for the Yankees. They don't get good news today on Gardner. He has another setback. This is almost 2 months now where he's been out. What do the Yankees do from here? This is something that you addressed in your column.
Yeah, I wrote my column for the Post for tomorrow. Brian Cashman said, yeah, it's going to be hard to go with the old guys, meaning Raul Ibanez and Andrew Jones. They're going to have to look. It won't be easy to make a trade, but they'll certainly look. A guy like Denard Span from Minnesota, Carlos Quentin from San Diego. Mm-hmm. It's no obvious fits, but there are some names that I'm sure will be discussed.
Gardner, a guy who the Yankees use for speed and defense. They're having trouble creating a run, so they're clearly missing Gardner for the Mets. These guys have now lost 5 or 6, and Ken, one of the stories this year, something you've pointed out a lot when you look at their Pythagorean record and things like that, is they've kind of overachieved this year with this run differential and things like that. Do you think this is catching up to them right now, and is this alarming what's happening?
Yeah, it's not alarming because I'm not surprised.
Right.
Yeah, I do think it's catching up. It's just simple math. It's very rare for a team to get outscored all season long and put up a winning record. And the Mets are slumping now. They're an interesting team, but they're not that good a team. That's the ultimate story.
Well, we got to have somebody step up and get some hits. I mean, we seem to be riding David pretty much solely. So we've got to get some guys to chip in, and singles don't win many games in this park.
The final game of the series will be Jonathan Nice against Andy Pettitte. Andy Pettitte making his return to the Subway Series after a 1-year hiatus. Ken, you covered the game that he pitched this last week against the Tampa Bay Rays. Tampa Bay, an excellent team, not necessarily an excellent offense. Mets tomorrow, a little bit better test for him offensively, you think?
I think they will, Mark. Yeah, they're a pesky team. They
right,
work the counts, and Andy Pettitte's trademark this year, as in past years, has been his durability, his length. So that it should be a good matchup and a good test for Pettitte.
Mets and Yankees will finish up the series tomorrow afternoon here in the Bronx. Like we said, it'll be Nice against Pettitte. Then the teams will play at Citi Field in a few weeks from now. You can continue to read Ken at nypost.com. Follow him on Twitter at Ken Davidoff. Follow me at HaleMark. For Ken, I'm Mark. Thanks for watching.